Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in today's video I will be doing my season review for the latest season of the animated hit series from Netflix, Disenchantment. Part 3 dropped today, and I just got done binging it and I got a lot to say as usual, of course. Surprise, surprise. Please be warned, I am covering the entirety of Part 3 of Disenchantment, so if you're currently watching Part 3, you started watching it or you haven't seen it yet and you plan to, do not keep watching or listening to this video, as I will be discussing spoilers, character reveals, plot details, all that jazz. Again, this is a spoiler-filled review video, so if you're not caught up on Disenchantment by last season or this season, you might not want to keep watching or listening. So you have been warned. That being said, let's dive, right into it. I gotta be honest with you guys, this season was funny. It had its moments, but it wasn't as good as Part 1. Part 1 so far has been the best and funniest season, in my opinion at least. I enjoyed Part 2, don't get me wrong, and Part 3 was also enjoyable. It definitely had its share of laughs and really funny moments, and surprisingly some touching character scenes that I really dug and enjoyed, but it just didn't feel as good as Part 1. I'm hoping the fourth and final part, whenever we get that, will be just as good as Part 1, since I would assume they're planning to wrap up this series, because when this show first dropped in 2018, about like 2 months later, they revealed that more was coming for 2019, which we got, 2020, which we technically didn't get, but I believe Part 3 here is the thing that is the season we were supposed to get last year, but due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, that is probably why it didn't come till the beginning of this year. So if I had to guess, the fourth and final part will probably be with us by the end of this year, or maybe as early 2022. We just simply don't know yet. We don't know what their production schedule or timeline is, and amidst the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. But that is where we stand, where how the show currently stands. So getting back to Part 3, like I said, there were plenty of moments that were funny, lots of lines that made me laugh and chuckle, and visual gags. But unfortunately, there was no big ha moment where I was laughing so hard I had to pause the show so I wouldn't miss anything. Because I definitely experienced that in Part 1 and Part 2. There was at least one scene or one line of dialogue that got me so good I had to pause it because I was laughing so unbelievably hard. Now, there's a good chance that I might have missed that for Part 3 for this season, simply because I am currently distracted with this unbelievable amount of pain I am experiencing attached to my shoulder and neck. Don't worry, I'm about to go to my chiropractor in a few minutes, but God, am I in such pain. And I might have been distracted by my pain from what was so funny in Disenchantment Part 3. I may have to rewatch it. But I still enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. Part 3 was great. I love how they quickly wrap up all the loose ends from the end of last season and the beginning of this season, and then they can carry on with the storyline for this show. But if I did have one complaint, is that we really didn't get any answers or resolution or clues to Elfo's heritage. Because going way back to Part 1, the first season, he had a talk with his dad about his mother, and before his dad could reveal anything about Elfo's mother, who apparently wasn't an elf but another species altogether, we still don't know anything about Elfo's heritage, and if that plays into Bean's destiny at all, or if this is actually important in the storyline moving forward for the fourth and final part. I was just kind of bummed and annoyed we didn't get to any more clues or any answers or resolution on Elfo's heritage or parentage, whatever you want to call it. I'm hoping we learn that answer in the fourth and final part whenever we get that. What I did like about this season is that they gave bigger and more heroic roles to both Derek and Una, who were both kind of treated as side characters in the first 2 seasons of this show. Derek, has always been dim-witted, but he's always had a good heart, and he definitely knows right from wrong, and we saw that when he first became king, and when he did carried out his heroic acts to bring his father and half-sister back, which was really touching. I also loved how Una acts and behaves way more as a mother should with her daughter or with a child in general than Dagmar ever has. So I really loved, like, as hilarious as it was when they were both super tripping hard on drugs, when Bean and Una were tripping really hard, but they were also recapping most of the show up until that point, and how they were bonding over trying to protect Zog, protect Dreamland. I'm hoping that Una returns with her crew of pirates and Derek to help them save the day in the fourth and final part, whenever we may get that. But I also love how encouraging and supportive both Una and Zog, despite his insanity, which for me kind of got old after a while, and I'm hoping that he'll snap right out of it in the fourth and final season. I also enjoyed how both Una and Zog separately emotionally supported and reassured Bean that she was doing a great job as princess and as eventual queen, and that they were very proud of her and that she's a lot smarter than she gives herself credit for. So overall, I liked it. I was pretty distracted with my neck pain, but hopefully that'll go away soon. So I'm looking forward to the fourth and final part, whenever we may get that. What did you guys think of part 3? Were there any moments or scenes or characters you absolutely loved or thought was hilarious, or did this season feel mediocre to you? I want to hear your thoughts and your opinions down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome rest of your day. Disenchantment part 3 is now streaming on Netflix along with the first 2 parts. As soon as we get an update or word on when part 4 may drop, I will let you guys know. Have an awesome rest of your day and weekend, everybody. And of course, until next time, may the force be with you.